since late 1990s, we see the emergence of new actors in Turkey. For instance, new politicians, okay, the governing party, Justice and Development Party. They argue that they have changed. They say that we are not anymore Islamists. We have given up political Islam, but we are conservative Democrats. Okay? We also see new female figures, new head-covered actors, women wearing Islamic scarf. They also voice, a self-critical discourse. They, for instance, criticize male-dominant Islamic discourse. They criticize male Islamists because male Islamic actors exploit these head-covered women with cheap labor. Okay, they say that male Islamists put all burden on our shoulders, so they are critical.
In 70 years of Turkey, many things change, many conditions, many rules in law, in politics, in economic life, in common life, in private life. There are many changes, of course, and good changes. In spite of this, there is violence to women. Really, there are many bad things, and it must be changed in cultural life, in gender roles, of course. In addition to this, in recent years, you know there is a problem turban. It is not so problem, veil, or you know. It is only a traditional or a religion symbol.
Yes.
It is not really problem for Turkish women. There are the others problem, economic problem, cultural problem, violence is a problem.
Which are more important, at least.
Yes, it is important. And this is an Islamic symbol, and it is not so. If the woman is wants to use that, yes, she can, and she and I think if the veiled woman, if she wants to education in university, of course she could, she can. Or if she want to work in public life, of course. It must no problem in Turkish political and cultural life, but yes, it is really discussed, and it is discussed as a only problem in Turkey, but it is not.
I'm Esra Bayhan. I'm studying in meteorology at a Turkish school in Istanbul, and I'm a part of Divided KUD. Now that's all.
I'm Gizem Paksoy. I study electronic engineering at Istanbul University, and I also work in Community Volunteers Foundation.
Have you been raised, educated religiously?
Actually not. At school we have some lesson, but it was a general lesson, gives information about all religion.
And at home?
At home, some pray. My mother teach me, and how to pray, who is God, the things like that. And also at summer I went to the mosque, Quran lectures, and there I learned to reading in Quran, in Arabic letters, and some other rules about Islamic religions.
And you have been raised, educated religiously at home and in school?
At school, yes, we have to take religion lessons, but at home, no. My family is kinda liberal.
Yes.
Yes, and they're staying away from religion.
Esra, you told me that you have 5
Yeah.
sisters and brothers, and you are the only one who decided to wear a scarf of your sisters.
Yeah.
How was it? How was this decision that you made in your life?
I was feeling in a pressure always.
Here in Istanbul.
No, in everywhere in Turkey, or not only in Turkey. People are looking at you, especially boy, and it's harmed me. So I said, how to prevent their, I can provide so they don't look at me. And logically, I saw in religion there is a rule like that. I connect them to each other and decided to do it.
So it was mostly because you felt uncomfortable with the way
Yeah.
people looked at you.
Yeah.
What about your plans for the future? Are you both thinking of going into a leading position, or is it not a subject for you? Or what about this?
I'm thinking to work in NGOs actually, and I would like to participate in like voluntary projects, and even in civil society organization, in civil society sector, you can face with those kind of behaviors from a man's side, that if you're a woman and if you are leading the project, sometimes first you have to really gain their respect, because most of them were raised by seeing women somebody who shouldn't actually talk. So if you are the director of project, first there is this effort that you need to show them that you actually can achieve it. And after you skip that, after you achieve that step, it's easier. But even at the first, at the beginning, seeing that, it's most of the time sad.
Also studying in engineering, but I'm not think to make a job in engineering. Much more interesting in society, and maybe if I'll be a leader, I'll be honest. It's great, and of course my plan too will go on that way. So my capacity will show it. I will be or not.
Or what would it mean if a woman with scarf would be in a leading position and would be publicly known?
I think it would be very nice, because I'm also interested in politics, and especially about the east of Turkey, and the scarf is not a big sense to me. It's just my personal choice. But in politics there are a lot of subjects. If you just look at scarf, you cannot make political things. So my idea is to going on politics, to look at society, not to look at just scarf. But unfortunately, it's also a sign of like a sign of political things in Turkey. Maybe that's why it's a problem in Turkey. But anyway, I think it's stupid to look at the scarf like a political sign.
I don't think there is any problem for women with head covers that go into parliament, because in this country it's always the pressure on women, because they can know their idea by looking. If the woman has the head cover, it means she's religious. But on the men's side, you see in the appearance, you cannot actually see which religion they have. So now religious men are in parliament, but women cannot go in because they are seem like the symbol of the religion. It's like also about the virginity. They can understand if the woman is virgin or not, so the pressure is always on the woman because of the appearance. And it's not fair. It's not fair. To me, it's no problem. Everybody can go into parliament if they have a word to say.
She's right. The pressure is always on women. And about everything, not only in Turkey, in every other countries also.
In organizations, I also experienced that. I had this project teammate. It was like a few years ago, and we were all unexperienced, and we were trying to organize a project. And I had an idea on my mind, and I said it, and the guy had this look at me and said, "We didn't tell you to talk."
Really?
And yes, and I said, I'm not looking for your permission. I can talk. And there are those really unexpectedly stupid things that you need to break. Because we were so apart, but on the other hand, it's good that we were on the same place. Then we could have these arguments about our opinions. The guy was grown up like this by his family. And I am as a woman, and I was raised like this. So if I want something on my mind, I say it's my freedom. It was a good experience to know what actually people talk about and how they are raised in a so different way.
Have you been confronted to any prejudice or problematic situation with scarf, wearing a scarf?
Yes, I have a lot of times. Few times. For example, next year, my lecture. At school I take scarf off and take hat to cover hair. And he said me, you cannot come to my lesson with hat. But I said it's not a symbol of anything. You cannot force me to do it. And after the term finished, I go on to his lesson by hat, but he was always pressured to me. And next year I have a lesson to take from him also, but I couldn't take. I was waiting for there's a new law to let women to go school with scarf. I was waiting for it now to go to take her lecture, his lecture again. If not, I don't know what will I do. You choose your way and go on that way, but I choose, okay, I will try and I will use scarf, but it is not mean that I'm completely different from you. It was just a small thing that I choose. I still go on my casual life, daily life, but they don't understand it. And when, for example, you go at theater, people are looking at you, oh, what is she doing here? Oh, she also watching the theater. What's a modern girl? Is modernity depend on scarf? It's too funny.
I would support AKP if I would believe in their good intention. Because I don't think that they actually want the liberalization of women, but they are just making conflicts, they are creating conflicts and clashes in the society. And because of this government, like a few years ago, it was very normal a non-head covered girl and a head covered girl walking side by side, and nobody was looking at them. And now they show us like a very good example, because it's so rare nowadays, because we are so drifting away from each other, and that's because of the governments. And in 10 years, I don't want to say anymore. Girls should go into universities with head cover. Also in parliament, it's the republic. I don't think any republic can be broke down by any head-covered woman. People now we should look at opinions, thoughts, because there are those guys now in our government, religious guys, and they took 47% from the society. People are still getting into trouble with women. That's what I'm against. People are not looking at what they do, what they say. It's just appearance.
I want a democratic development, democratic Turkey. And
What does it mean to you?
equality. So appearance is not important again. And every how to say, Kurdish, Turkish, and Armenians are all equal in their own language also. And I think the development has used the scarf as a political things to take a lot of vote from peoples. It shows that I'm for you, so give me the vote. But in democracy, it will not be problem because people who what you want it to be, you will be it. But they don't for the democracy. They are just saying that we will make the scarf allowed and take vote, but they don't talk about democracy.
A lot of thoughts together in the parliament, because now it's one thought. It's like we are in Ottoman Empire again. Just one voice.
What would you like to be changed?
I want some respect.
The mother raised the children. She has a lot of the children affect from mother too much. So if women change, the whole family will change. The cell of society will change. And if all family change, the society completely will change.
More women getting into the life means like more human going into the life, more human beings. We would never know what could those people be capable of doing. They can have really good ideas, but they cannot implement it because, like I always say, they don't have respect or right to say even a word. And if women go into life, in the family, the children will see his mother is in life as much as his father is. And also the daughters will be grown up more freely. They will feel like they are human. So that would change a lot. The change would be amazing.